All right, welcome to the Dark Match podcast here in, a little bit north of Antigua, Guatemala. We're at Hobbit-themed. I'll put some video of this on here as well. But we're sitting outside of a Hobbit house. And hey, Matt, thanks for joining me in Central America.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to just talk about Halloween Havoc, because it is actually Halloween as we're recording this. This will probably come out tomorrow. But I didn't get a chance because I've been here in Guatemala all week and did not realize I could actually watch it on a couple different channels on like Fox Sports or whatever here in the country. And but yeah, let's talk about the show. What was your favorite match, or how do you want to start this?
Halloween Havoc was great. We got something that was kind of abnormal. There were 4 championship matches and 3 of them changed hands, which they never do that many. The voting odds had Ciampa losing his belt. He was the only champion to retain. The era of toxic attraction has begun. The women just all, so it's 6 and 8. All 8 women just put on one hell of a show. It's looking like Raquel Gonzalez is on her way to SmackDown. Great showing from Mandy Rose. Toxic Attraction looked great in the ladder match. Ciampa made Braun Breaker look like $1 million. Not that that's hard, because that dude's amazing.
But it's a great strategy to have a veteran like Ciampa in there, take someone in there. But so let's talk about. I think you were saying that we were kind of close on some of these stipulations on the wheel.
We got really close. You actually predicted it pretty spot on that they were going to do only the ones that the crowd could be involved in. I was completely off in what I imagined the trick or street fight was going to, or the lumberjack o-lanterns. That was the one that I got way off. Didn't even put it together, lumberjack. But it was just the entire NXT roster served as lumberjacks. That was the tag match. It was a good match. Imperium are now your tag team champions.
It surprised me, but honestly, I think they've just bungled this whole MSK thing, which there's some rumors about why that's not been going so well, just because I guess they had some choice words about Izzy like years ago.
Yeah.
And their father has remembered that and has tried to tank MSK since the beginning, which is crazy.
Apparently anybody who posted anything negative about a child taking a pile driver at an indie show, they get blacklisted by the NXT crowd now. Since apparently the NXT crowd, it's the same people at every show. Like, you can't buy tickets for them anymore. They basically just have it on lockdown and get invited. And Izzy's parents seem to like run the damn show in terms of the crowd. So yeah, anybody that posted anything bad, Chelsea Green got the same treatment, and we all know she's awesome.
Yeah.
There was another one that put out that they recalled getting that same level of kind of hatred from the crowd. But yeah, it's bad. I really hope that, now that that's coming out, maybe MSK dropped the belts to move to the main brand. Hopefully they don't completely bungle it. Matt Riddle has proven that their functional gimmick works. So yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun. But that is awful that you got 2-3 people in a crowd that are just ruining what they're trying to do. And
it was just so confusing to me because like they ruled PWG and like they took down all the top people, and it was there were no credible challengers left there, and they just killed it. And then they're like, they've, to the credit, they did get the championship pretty quickly, but no support,
none whatsoever. I mean, you can't get a babyface team over if the crowd boos them at every show.
What's any other? Well, okay, I know the main thing we have to talk about. We have to talk about your favorite subject was Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky was amazing.
Yeah,
Chucky served as pretty much the build for every match before they would happen. And God, he laid into it on Ciampa and Braun Breaker. Told Braun that he wished him luck, and hopefully being a loser didn't run in the family. So they did call back to the existing feud between Chucky and Rick Steiner. So that was nice to see them do a little throwback there. But yeah, Chucky was a lot of fun. It added something to the show that I don't think it would have had without it. Even if it was just for the sake of corporate synergy, it was a lot of fun.
That's that's really cool. Any other takeaways you had from the show?
No, I mean, it's a great show, top to bottom. Again, I only watched the Hulu version of everything, so there was probably some stuff. I didn't see the Solo Sokoa debut. Everything I read said it was fantastic. That he might as well just be the third Uso already.
Right.
I don't believe we got any of the Gargano stuff because during the show they advertised a tag match for next week. Gargano and Dexter Lumis against Carmelo and Mr. Williams, we'll call him, because I can't remember his first name, exactly what his first name is. You know, sometimes that commentary team, I can't, they're not terribly clear a lot of times.
Right.
Plus Trip and Trick sound very, very similar. So, but yeah, that should be a good one. Yeah, just all in all, good show.
And then you watched at least part of Dynamite, which I didn't realize I could have watched it here in Espanol until like right at the very end of the show.
I did. It was in the airport the other morning.
Fish and Punk?
Yeah, Fish and CM Punk. I'm starting to, you know, each week just a little bit more. I'm starting to see why people were so on board the CM Punk train. He worked a leg injury in that match, start to finish, and then even hobbled up the ramp. And people, you know, when they work injuries, they just don't sell them like they used to.
Right.
They don't stick with it through the whole match. He just puts on a show. It's great to watch, whether he's just talking or he's the ring psychology is excellent. This was also the best Bobby Fish has looked so far. And you know, he had a good one last week. Daniel, who did he wrestle last week?
Was it? Maybe.
I know
we're blanking here.
He had a good one last week. But yeah, it's just another good show from Bobby Fish, and CM Punk he continues to, you know, impress.
Yeah.
Not that anybody had any doubt. If he was the best in the world. You know,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that I'm throwing that around just yet, but he's good.
And what we did have at the end of the show is we had the Elite take on the Dark Order for just a. I think there might have been a stipulation about being ringside and anybody being ringside at the Kenny Omega Hangman thing. I can't entirely remember. But how it ended, and at least how I saw it end, is they were dressed as Ghostbusters. The Elite were dressed as Ghostbusters. Dark Order, just a mishmash of different costumes. I'm pretty sure Evil Luna was dressed as Hangman Page.
I think so. It looked like it.
And towards the end of the match, Stave Puft Marshmallow Man came up behind Matt Jackson, and it was not. They thought it was the guy with the face mask.
Cutler.
Cutler. They thought it was Cutler, but Cutler was revealed to be just before then in a horse costume that gagged in a horse costume that was accompanying the Dark Order. So the Stave Puft Marshmallow Man was not who they thought it was, which was Brandon Cutler. It was Hangman Adam Page, who gave out a great lariat to Matt Jackson, and they kind of stole the show. Also, shout out to Colt Cabana wearing a Brandon Cutler costume, complete with the cold spray. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Full Gear that we're going to in less than 2 weeks back in the States. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Anything else in it for the week?
No, that's pretty much it. Just more of the internet rumor mill about the whole Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch fiasco. You know, I watched the season premiere of Raw, and for all of the, you know, new era and things changing, all they ever do in the draft is move feuds from one show to the other.
I mean, technically, you've watched it a couple times now. A couple times in Espanol as well.
It replays a lot down here.
Yeah.
There were some great matches on it. Fatal 4-way ladder match to determine the new #1 contender, which is the Messiah is back on Monday nights. Seth Rollins will be the first challenger for Big E. It's disappointing to say, but you can pretty well guarantee they're putting the belt on Seth, because the more things are supposed to be changing, the more they go back to what they were. Yeah, I mean, it was great. Rollins, Rey Mysterio was involved, Balor, Kevin Owens, which is, it was what you expect. Owens went through a ladder that was conveniently staged. They put on a hell of a match. Doudrop got another shot at Zelina Vega and failed. Zelina Vega, who I don't know if she's working like a multiple personality character as the Queen of the Ring, but she kept going in and out of a British accent.
Okay.
Which was it was a little odd, but we'll see what she does. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. What else? Damian Priest kind of lost his shit on the artist formerly known as Dijakovic. I really would like to see him just come back as himself. At the very least, just have him leave him a bad guy and pair him up with Keith Lee, just because we know they work so well together. Keith Lee got a match that was not edited out of the 1 hour version of the show that airs down here, but I don't believe he was on the Hulu version. And I think that's pretty much it. I haven't read any of the recaps for SmackDown. I know Roman Reigns wasn't there, because I did see a note that you can tell when he's not on a SmackDown. Something is just missing. But we'll see. I have higher hopes for SmackDown than I do Raw, but we'll see.
And shout out to Carlos and Marcelo. Excellent job on Spanish commentary and some of the longest continuously tenured WWE employees, we think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Having gotten to watch them now, I don't know what they're saying, but by God, they're excited about it.
And just amazing, not only are they doing an excellent job commentating on the action you're seeing, but they're also having to do a live translation for all the promos and everything. And I can tell they're still putting in their commentary between the Roman Reigns lines. Maybe that's why they had him slowed down so the what chance can happen, but the cadence of some WWE programs is like, oh yeah, so let's go Carlos and Marcelo can translate. So. That
may be it, because it's pretty impressive how quickly they shift in and out of translating and doing their own stuff. So they're stellar at their jobs. Yeah. They'll be on the next release list.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yeah, do all the fun stuff. Yeah. We're gonna go get back to the Hobbit village here.
Yeah.
If you have a chance, come to Guatemala. It is a place.
Yes. Well, see you next week or something, right?
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah.
Sometime before Full Gear.
Yes.